So things have been happening really, really fast over the past couple months, but especially over the past couple weeks. We need to finish the alpaca barn today because tomorrow Kat's bringing home some more alpacas. So for anybody who watches our channel on the regular, you know that Kat is kind of the leader and I just kind of follow behind and do stuff. Or at least that's my excuse. That way, we end up with more animals. I can easily blame it on Kat. But, so we finally have this land. Our barn over here is finally coming to fruition. It's almost done. So all we need to do is fence it in, and then we are good to go. So we had talked in our last video that our shearer has 2 boys that he's actually going to rehome to us, which is great because we do want to start a breeding program. But then we posted on an alpaca rehoming group like, hey, we got 30 acres now, we're ready if you need some. And there was somebody in Vermont who has 8 alpacas that they're looking to rehome, looking to downsize. So they're coming home with us. So now it is a true time crunch to get this barn done. So I pounded in 35 or 45 or more 6-foot T-posts yesterday. And let me tell you, I found out something about our soil. It is hard and there's plenty of rocks, but it's also really tough. I had a hard time pounding in those T-posts. So Catherine is at a baby shower today. Congrats, Susie. We're both very happy for you. And so I'm by myself today, but I will have Uncle Rick and his buddy Sean are going to come over. And then my dad Rob is going to come over. In the past, I was never a fan of having neighbors. I was also never a fan of having help. Like on our 1.8 acres, I was able to do almost everything just by myself. Building a raised bed, no problem. We hired someone to fence in an acre, but that was a lot. But we painted it ourselves, built the alpaca barn myself, built a greenhouse myself, with help from Kat, obviously. When I say myself, I really mean ourselves. But here, with all this land and all this stuff we have to do, having help is so necessary. So we had our buddy Randy, who has all of this firewood here. He helped us take down some trees, and he also has his tractor that helped, bring the logs up here. And then in return for that, he can take all the wood he wants. Our neighbor over here is a firefighter, and he's the one who put us in touch with this guy. The excavator, Mike, is also a firefighter. And he lives like right across the street. So it's just so cool to have these cool people around to help you out. So you can see some of the T-posts that I drove in yesterday over there. So we're fencing in this whole yard, and it's cool because it's going to be the big house too. So, if we ever do some kind of farm stay or something like that, it would be cool to have like a fenced in alpaca fence. And now, I know what you're thinking, John, this must have cost a lot of money. And yes, but we're using woven field wire and these T-posts. And, we were thinking about doing the same type of fencing that we did for our garden bed, where we have like the top cuts from the sawmill, and then we would just take a 2x4, drive it into the ground and do that. But that requires a lot of materials that, you can't just buy. With the field wire and the T-posts, I can just go to Tractor Supply if I need more. If I run out of the wood, I'm kind of screwed. And that's why we went with the siding on the barn too, as opposed to the top cuts, because it's just, we need to make sure that we can get enough to finish the job. So with these T-posts, they're basically 8 feet apart. They're 10 feet apart in some sections where it's straight. But basically anywhere there's any type of curve, they're 8 feet apart. So, we needed it done now. We needed it done quick, and I needed to be able to do it by myself because Kat is gone today. She's also going tomorrow to go get the alpacas. So I need to be able to do it on my own. So I drove in most of these, or probably half of these, on my lunch break on Friday. And today is Saturday. So I'm having some help here today as I almost trip. So here's where we're at with the barn. So we have it mostly shingled on the front. I was running into some trouble. I was slipping and I just didn't want to, I'm not trying to fall off this roof. But anyway, we have a ton of rocks and stuff out here. So we're going to have some help today to clear these rocks out. And we're going to put a little stone foundation around the outside of the barn so that it looks kind of like it has a foundation when it's really just covering up the empty spots. So that's what we're on today. And my goal is to be able to finish it. But even if we don't, we have like tomorrow, most of tomorrow. And today and tomorrow are supposed to be ridiculously hot and sunny. So it's going to be a sticky day, but at least it's not raining, so we can work all day. So I'm going to get into it and I'll check back with you in a little bit. So it's going to be several hours from now. It's only going to be seconds for you.
Many hours later.
Okay. That was a very long day. But before I go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to Rick and Sean and Rob. It's my uncle, dad, uncle's friend who came and helped us out. Couldn't have done it without you guys. So this is what we did over here. So we pulled all of these rocks, and I'll show you in a second. So all of these rocks over here. Look at this nice wall that Rick built. It looks beautiful. This is the one that I did. Less beautiful. But so all of these rocks were basically tripping hazards right here. So, you know, we were pulling them out, and then it ended up that they were sort of, you know, as we were pulling them out, then it just created more holes. It was a problem. So, took a few loads of wood chips. And now we are all good. So, I mean, obviously, we are not done, but, you know, we are fenced in, baby. So I had a lot of trouble driving in some of the last few T-posts. So the previous owners must have done some grading and then filled it back in with rock. Because trying to get those T-posts in just wasn't happening. But so we left enough room for now so that we have truck entrance right here and then enough space over here to clear it and go over that way. So like if we come with a big load of hay or something like that, we can pull right in, go right up to it. Then it kind of comes around, and I think eventually Kat is going to cut down all this brush, or maybe they'll take it down themselves. But so, you know, we got a nice big open pasture for them right now, and I think they're going to love it. I am excited. I'm also exhausted. The last 24 hours have taken a lot out of me. But it does feel good to be done with this one chapter. So now all I need to do is create a gate, because right now the entire yard is fenced in with the exception of one probably 15-foot spot. So, and it was actually incredible. So we used this woven wire fence to fence in an area for our dogs, since they're not trained. There's no electric fence here yet. And so we had 2 rolls, so over 600 feet, and we ended up with just 2 little scraps. So we ended up with this right here, which is probably, I don't know, 8-10 feet, and then this one right here, which is like 6. Just enough. So it was perfect. So very happy with that.
All right, so John told you that we have new alpacas on the way, and I have been on the road for the past 9 hours. It's been a ton of fun, so let me show you who came home with us. Okay, so that's them behind me. We have 5 new alpacas. They are all females. We've got 2 whites, 2 browns, and this really interesting silver color, which I hope I'll be able to get some close-up shots. These alpacas are nervous though. They're so afraid of us right now. It was hard to get them into the pasture. It was hard to get them loaded onto the trailer when we came and picked them up from the farm. So I think they're gonna be a slow burn to get used to people and get used to us, but I think they'll really end up liking their new house here. So we've got to get these fluffy coats off of them. We've talked to our shearers. They're gonna get to us as soon as they possibly can, because these ladies are gonna get hot in the 90-degree heat. And in the meantime, we're just gonna work on building trust so that way they'll like us. We want them to come and eat out of our hands like the rest of our alpacas do. And in the meantime, they have this really nice, this pasture has never been grazed before by any animals. Look, somebody's coming. Well, that's good. Where's everybody going? That's that gray one. Everybody's just going for a walk back to where they came from. So one other thing that I was gonna say was that we're gonna keep these alpacas separated from our alpacas for at least the next 2 weeks. Jess and Victor are very, I'm trying to walk backwards so the alpacas stay in the frame. Okay, so Jess and Victor are gonna watch our alpacas through at least the end of the month so that we can keep these alpacas separated. We're gonna get a vet out here to give them all a thorough once over. We are going to run a fecal test to test for any parasites, which we'll go over with you in a future video. These alpacas were in with at least 1 goat that I saw. There were donkeys and horses, and we're just not sure about their parasite load. So we want to make sure before our alpacas, who we have confirmed health receipts for, come and mingle with these guys, that we know that they're healthy, because we don't want to spread any diseases or anything. So new alpacas. If you want to weigh in on the color of the barn, repaint or leave it bright blue, let us know.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. We really appreciate it. Please give this video a like. Please subscribe to us. We put out videos on Mondays and Fridays. We go live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you stop by and say hello. And if you like this video, check this one out right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. See you later.